You got a problem?
You guys make me laugh every time that intro music comes on, and Bart's going, "Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh." Don't make me laugh. You make me sound like the receptionist from Monsters Inc.
I just saw that. I just watched both those movies. Like,
Oh, they're so good.
I've been sick. It's like I watched both movies, Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the OHIO podcast. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, aka the Podfather. That guy over there, that's Bart. That guy down there, that's the Schrock Star. Sean's just coming off his brand new show, episode number 1. Tell everybody about it, Sean.
Guys, we call it the Buckeye Zone coverage, and it's a former national champion, former Buckeye and NFL great, Mr. EJ Underwood, and our buddy Knoxville Nate. Man,
Yeah, it
three
was
three trifecta.
You guys, I ain't gonna lie. I was shocked you guys went there in episode number 1, dude. That was a topic that I'm not so sure most podcasts would venture to go down. You guys went down there boldly, and I got to give it to you, man. Like EJ's insights on some of those topics was crazy. And in the story with Mel Tucker floored
See,
me, dude.
Hey, Sean, could you give us what was kind of the topics about so we can go
the
watch it?
topic tonight was about Darren Lee, and
Oh,
we kind of dove into different parts of it because I wanted to bring up the one thing I wanted to bring up was how these guys adjust when their career is over, because some of these guys, they don't do very well because they're out of the spotlight. I mean, they're some of those guys aren't very wise with their money. They lose their money. Their businesses go bankrupt. They're not very, or they've had people take advantage of them. So I wanted to get EJ's kind of insight about how it was like after the game was over for him. And his one teammate, God rest his soul, Mike Kula, committed suicide, and he just talked about that guy
We're
breathed.
not allowed to say that word, Sean.
I'm sorry,
Took his
he
life.
no longer with us,
Yeah.
but because of a mental disease. But I mean, it's bad that you're seeing, and then you got the CTE stuff going on that it's horrible because you can't test these guys until they have no test for it until you're dead that they can cut your brain open and look at it. So I mean, there's probably a lot of CTE going on that but EJ brought up some points that there should be a lot more education earlier for these kids, because a lot of these young kids are coming into college, got it. I mean,
Some of his stories with like when he was in the NFL and how people would basically you have to guard yourself
yeah,
against the devil in a red dress,
yeah,
for a lack of a better term.
uh-huh, yeah.
And just everything that is involved in that. It was very insightful. I highly recommend you guys go over there. The Buckeye Zone coverage. I'll tell you what. Once we get going here, I'll go grab the link for it and I'll throw it in the comment section for all of you, so you
Thanks.
can go subscribe and go check out episode number 1.
hey,
That was a banger, man.
before you go on, look at Ed Rogers' comment.
Wow.
Wow.
That's not the only issue in New Albany today, apparently.
No,
Uh,
it's not.
but uh, the individual who's making light of the other podcaster in the chat, I don't play those games here, man. So I don't know who you are, but you can stop that now. I've asked politely. All right. Moving on to tonight's topic. I've got a audio clip for all of you. I'm going to play. This happens to be from Dan Wetzel, who is employed by ESPN now. Now, keep that in mind. ESPN worked for 2 decades over at Yahoo Sports as a investigative journalist with a concentration on college football. So he's got some pretty good insights, to say the least. And this comment he's about to drop is, it was interesting because it hasn't picked up steam yet. I think it's going to, because the argument he's making is basically Ohio State doesn't need the Big Ten. The Big Ten needs Ohio State and Michigan. And he throws Penn State in there, and he actually goes on to throw USC and Oregon as well. And the thing about it is the argument he's about to make makes a ton of sense if you allow your mind to just go down that path with the dollars and cents. So I'm going to play this audio clip, and then we're going to dissect it.
We got Ohio State, we got Penn State, and we got Michigan. And we put you three of you together and say, look, why are you floating the rest of these guys? Because if we had your football rights for your three schools and you all play each other, and maybe we bring in USC or Oregon, or maybe we get a little scheduling deal with Notre Dame. We have 5 or 6 every week. We have a big time game. And then you go out and schedule everything else as kind of an independent. You're not independent, but you're not. I've heard estimates that Ohio State-Michigan game alone is worth $200 million in terms of media rights, sponsorship, all the stuff. That's $100 million for each school. That's more than they make in the entire Big Ten. The Big Ten pays them like $78 million. If you had this one game as independents or in a little group, and then we throw in the Ohio State-Penn State game and the Michigan-Penn State game, and maybe we add a couple of these others, and then you take all your other, go play in the MAC for your other leagues or whatever you want to schedule out. And all of a sudden Ohio State's making a couple $100 million in media. All these schools are going from 78 million in media to, I don't know, 150, 200. We got Ohio State, we got Penn State, and we got Michigan.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Now, a couple of you have asked, what about Mylan Graham? We're going to get to that. Patience is a virtue, my friends. And don't tell me how to run my show, Al. You can go start your own if that's what you want to do. I want to talk about this first. $100 million for one game.
Interesting. Very interesting.
They're going to split the TV revenue split amongst 18 schools in the Big Ten. Less than 80 million a year. Basically, what he's saying there, you remove Michigan and Ohio State. He puts Penn State in there as well. He goes on to mention USC and Oregon and adds Notre Dame with that as well. You remove that from the equation. These other schools, no chance. They've got no chance to earn that television revenue. And so he's saying, logically, if you just follow this out, those three schools, throw USC and Oregon into it, you all go independent like Notre Dame. You all play each other. There's 5 of your 12 games right there, right? Michigan, Penn State, USC, Oregon, Notre Dame. There's your 5 games. 5 really good games, but those are your 5 games. You schedule 7 other cupcakes, whatever, and then those 5 games, you split the revenue with those other 5 teams, and you go out and you sell those games to networks. You're going to walk away 5 times more money, 4 times, 5 times more money in 1 year than you will staying with the Big Ten. Bart, your thoughts?
I hate it. I think we're down this path of, I know everything's about money, but the more it makes it worth it, we lose college football. Okay, so you do that, and it's great for the first couple years, but what about when you start getting tired of playing the same 5 teams and then cupcakes? I know you do that in a regular season, but you play different teams. But what if a couple of those teams become bad? They have bad coaches. Do you just throw them out because they're not worth anything anymore?
Yeah.
And
You replace them with someone else.
But we need parity, and I think with what they're doing with the college championship now, with the different rounds.
Do we really need parity?
Why not? I think it makes college football so much better. Okay, you tell me, if you have 10 good teams and everybody else is terrible, Would you ever want to? Would you watch it every year, knowing that you're 10 teams and everybody else is terrible?
If I'm one of the top 10, yeah.
We've been doing that for how many? We did that for how many
I
years?
mean, yeah, I mean, for how long? We went through a better part of a decade where you can name on one hand the teams who had a legitimate shot of winning a national championship prior to the NIL and transfer portal era. Now you actually do have legitimately teams. I mean, Indiana just won the freaking national championship. My goodness.
Okay, so in this case, Indiana wouldn't be part of this.
You could invite them over. I was going to say
Well,
throw
no,
Indiana in with
no,
them.
you wouldn't. You would never invite them over because they were Indiana, and this came out of nowhere. So now, then after then they come in, and then they become irrelevant again, and now you kick them out. It's like this is not sustainable for the first couple years. I can see, yeah, making a bunch of, but once you have this for 5, 10, 15 years, the revenue is going to start going down, and other teams might get better, and it's good for the short term. It's not good. First of all, it's not good for college football. Um, and then second, I don't like money controlling everything. Which don't. I'm not naive. I know it does now. Um, but that's just more control over now who we have to play, who's getting money, who's not getting money. It's just I don't like it.
I mean, honestly, I like the idea, but honestly, I hope they don't do it because I still want to be in the Big Ten. I like the tradition of the Big Ten, but I can see their point. Well, Wetzel's saying, man, because Ohio State, Scum, and a couple other schools have been footing the bill for all these other teams, and these other teams, some don't put money into their own program. They just sit back and get a paycheck, man. So
These are some great comments.
It
Buck
is.
Vader. I'm a capitalist. Tell me more. Shut up, Corey. If you don't understand shut up, Corey, you need to be a part of our Patreon. The best stuff happens over on Patreon. Chris is on your side, Bart. Bart is 100% correct.
You know what? Chris and I have been agreeing a lot lately, so I think he might be he knows his football. I didn't think he did at all, but now I believe he does. So
knock it off. He just loves you now because you set him up with that easy softball.
I did
with EJ Underwood to serve it up and take his side over Alex's side.
I was actually honest. I didn't know which EJ would go because and like Alex has a point, that back in the day when he played, Michigan was number one. That I think you would have said that. But Chris's argument was today doesn't matter as much as it did before. And I was curious because what other opportunity do we have to have a two-time gold pants owner and a national championship on our show with those two on? That was the perfect opportunity to do it, and I think we got our answer. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jonathan Wells said he'd grab his gold pants and chuck them in the river if someone to get a gold ring. So he would rather have the national championship. So I know other guys that have 4 pairs of pants and said they would gladly give all those back to get a national championship. So, that's coming from the players.
I think it's because you gave me your sickness and I've got a fever, but that's the second correct comment I've had. So after this show, I'm retiring on top. I will never come back because, yeah.
Wow.
You got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell?
More cowboy.
Our original shirt back in 2019 when we first started the podcast, having no idea COVID was about to break out, was I have scarlet fever and the only prescription is the OHIO podcast.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's good.
So this Dan Wetzel is correct in what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
No one can argue his point that Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State carry the water for the traditional Big Ten. USC, Oregon out on the West Coast carry the water. No one's going to argue that point. The point you're arguing, Bart, is a legitimate one and is the correct argument here. To basically walk away from the Big Ten in football, which we're seeing this all over the place. Yeah. Sacramento, California. Sacramento State just joined the MAC in football only.
Mid-American Conference.
the MAC, Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, OU, Akron, Kent State, Toledo, Eastern and Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Buffalo, now UMass.
Well, you need to rename a lot of these things because it's not mid-American. It's not mid-American anything.
It's
And then when you have the Big Ten, you got 20 teams in it.
Coastal American Conference now.
Yeah.
But you look at that and you say to yourself, why? Well, it's because Sacramento State paid them $18 million to join their conference, and they just paid, hey, Miami, here's $1 million. OU, here's $1 million. You guys only have to fly out to California once every 3 years. Do you want the million? Yes, please.
Well, hey, let's be correct here, Eric, though, that when we were expanding the Big Ten,
Yeah.
it wasn't just, we don't look, and that's what people don't understand. We don't look at football programs. We look at what they can bring to the conference. So you have colleges that bring other level, and we're not even talking about sports here. We're talking about overall what they can bring in for money wise and everything. Let's leave sports out of it. So when we added those teams, it had little to do with football and more about what they could do for the university and what they can bring in as a whole.
Yes. So what's lost in the argument is the AAU status of schools.
Correct. Yes.
And the federal granted money these universities get for medical research
Correct.
through the government as being affiliated to AAU and the shared research they're doing with each other in the medical field.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why. I don't know if you all saw the news about Nebraska, a week ago. They're like, hey, Nebraska might actually leave and go back to the Big 12. Did you all see those rumors floating around?
They should.
They lost their AAU status like 3 years ago. Nebraska did.
Well,
And I know for a fact that the Big Ten presidents are incredibly unhappy with that and basically said, you guys better get that AAU status back if you want to be a part of this conference. Now, that's not an athletic thing. That's from a educational standpoint here. So a lot of these people who are like, how's, Big Ten's going to go out and they're going to go to this school and they're going to get this school and they're going to go out that. Are they AAU schools first off? And if they're not, you can talk about it till you're blue in the face. These presidents,
well,
not going to do it.
If it is about sports, why do we get Rutgers in our league?
Because they're on the East Coast and the East Coast media, they thought it was going to bring more coverage.
Rutgers is a huge research facility.
Yeah,
they are huge. And it has zero to do about sports.
The narrative from the athletic standpoint was you're getting a large market, the New York City market.
100%,
right?
Yes.
That was the narrative being floated by what's his name, the Big Ten commissioner at the time. Delaney. That was the narrative being floated to him. But I'm telling you, you're 100% right, Bart. I cannot. That tasted bad in my mouth.
It must be that phlegm you have in your mouth. Yeah, there you go. Get that out of there. Get that out of there.
No, you're 100% right, because if you think about it, it was, yes, Delaney said, hey, I want Rutgers and I want Maryland. And the presidents went, AAU schools, we can live with that. If he would have come out and said, I want West Virginia and Pitt. Now, I think Pitt is actually an AAU school, but I don't think that West Virginia is. I think they would have, the Big Ten presidents would have said no. No, sorry.
I bet they would have came at them with Alabama, and if Alabama was an AAU school. You don't think they were?
Well, if they were AAU school, I mean,
if they weren't. I mean,
I think one of the things that I think the Big Ten tries to do is stay out of the SEC territory. I mean, now they're going to try to get into Florida. They're going to try to get in the Carolinas possibly. But, as far as Alabama, I think the Big Ten looks at them and they're like, ding, 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 ding. They're not overly excited about them. All right, I'm going to look up the AAU schools for you real fast, okay? So, obviously, you have all of the Big Ten schools, minus Nebraska. Here are non-Big Ten Division One Power Four universities that are AAU: North Carolina, Texas, Missouri, Notre Dame. Interesting. South Florida, USF. Let's see. Arizona State, Pitt. They are okay. Cal, Miami.
Whoa, Miami is.
Dude, Miami's a really good
Oh,
educational
that's right.
school.
They're the Harvard of the South. That's what they tried to claim back when
Stanford,
Stanford.
Duke, Texas A&M, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Vanderbilt,
Two good schools there.
Colorado, Arizona, Florida, and Kansas. That's it. Those are your schools that legitimately, you don't see a Florida State in there yet. Everybody talking about Florida State. I think Miami's got a better shot to be in the Big Ten than Florida State.
I don't see why Miami's not in the SEC. I mean, it makes more sense.
But I think, Eric, that's the old school problem of getting these people to AAU. I just say that's how they got people in before. Now, I think we are completely ahead of the curve when it comes to having our football program split off. And I think you're going to see more football programs go to that because they're funding everything else. So let's keep that in house. And now you might actually get a football Big Ten team and not a basketball in that same. Does that make
Well,
sense?
yeah, because that's exactly what Sacramento State did with the MAC.
Yeah.
They joined the MAC football only. They moved to the.
Aren't they an FCS school?
What they were FCS. They moved from the Big Sky to West something, one of the West Coast conferences. That's still FCS, I think. In all other sports. And then you've got, listen to this one. This is a crazy one. UC Davis, University of California, Davis. They are FBS and a part of the Mountain West in every sport but football. Yeah. And then North Dakota State, they just left the Big Sky and went football only to the Mountain West. And then all their other sports just joined one of the West Coast conferences again. So it's like these schools are jockeying their football programs and moving them all around, and all the other sports are being like, we want to stay regional. And it makes sense when you think about that. Mm-hmm. Because when you start to apply basketball to this equation, I am under, if you follow basketball at all, Mick Cronin at UCLA is under a mental breakdown right now. The dude's having a mental breakdown. And I think
he got fired.
What's that?
He got fired. Did you see
he got fired today?
He got fired today. Yep.
It had to have just happened a little bit ago.
Yeah, it did. Yes.
Okay. That's hilarious because dude's been having a mental breakdown this year.
Oh, 100%.
And it's like, I think the travel has everything to do with it. Everything to do with it. I think it's so hard to win in basketball if you're a West Coast Big Ten team because you're being asked to travel to the East Coast or the Midwest multiple times during the season when the teams from the Midwest and East only have to go out there once. It's such a disadvantage to them. So all these schools are being like, look, football, we can do it because it's the cash cow. It's going to make us a lot of money. And we can travel 4 or 5 times if we have to because the money's right. But all these other sports,
no,
not going to do it. Not, and especially in the smaller conferences because they can't afford to do that in those smaller conferences.
Exactly. I mean, and then some of these non-revenue sports like baseball, golf, tennis, all these other ones, it costs them money to, send these, to travel like you're saying. So it doesn't make sense for them to do that. But football is the big cash cow, and maybe basketball brings in some, but not as much as football.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Don, and then I wanna cover one more thing with this story before we go on to Mylan Graham. My sources down south have been saying that the SEC, when they expand again, although they're not super stoked about Clemson, they would rather have North Carolina than Clemson, um, as one of their schools that they would like to go after. And then they do think Florida State might be the one that the SEC goes in with Clemson. But they want North Carolina bad.
Hey, to answer your question, I got that off of Twitter, X, and it wasn't a verified source. So as of right now, he did not. But it's either going to happen now or at the end of the season. So
If I was a betting man, and I would say the next two teams that go to the SEC and the next two that go to the Big Ten would be Clemson and Florida State go to the SEC. Miami and Virginia go to the Big Ten.
See, I heard North Carolina wants NC State to come with them, so because that's the
Well, there's a governmental clause in the state schools that they all have to. They've been fighting it, but they all have to go together.
so like Virginia and Virginia Tech would have to go.
No, that's
Oh,
a
it's a
different
tech school.
state.
Oh, okay.
But Virginia academically really high standards. They fit the Big Ten blueprint really, really well. I would love to see North Carolina in the Big Ten, but at this point, it's about television revenue and AAU status. That's what it is. If we come away out of all of this with Virginia and Georgia Tech, that's going to feel very much like Maryland, Rutgers all over again.
Mm-hmm.
100%. But it's the Big Ten, and you better have AAU status.
At least Georgia Tech's respectable in football, though. I mean,
Yeah. Both Virginia and Georgia Tech were really good this year.
yeah.
but that's when was the last time that happened?
I think you're going to see that some of these colleges, especially Ohio State, where football was funding the whole university, other sports, and now if they break off and do their own thing, they got to figure out how to fund those sports without that football money. That's where the problem's going to be at. Is do you bring what to the table to help all the other programs out? It's really going to be fun to see what they do with that. Because if they take all that money, Ohio State and every other school is going to be screwed, I guess.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Doesn't it make sense for Florida State and Miami to join the SEC, though? Right there on the, they're in Florida around the other.
Does anything make sense at this point when Sacramento State's in the MAC?
Does UCLA and USC and Oregon make sense to go into the Big Ten? No.
Yeah, for football. Yeah. I mean,
but you said because they were right down there. So, the argument, why would they come all the way over to the Big Ten? And that's what Mick Cronin for you was talking about, because he had to come. How many, first 6-7 games were on the East Coast. It's like it screws our players.
I'm just saying, like Florida State and Miami have always had rivalries with these other Florida schools. So, I mean, it just would make, I think it'd be good football.
Why don't you tell me, Sean, what in college football makes sense anymore? Because it doesn't.
NIL does, perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's perfectly fair, makes everybody,
Oh, 100% this hurts the Duke UNC rivalry, Don. That's why Duke is so worried about it. Because North Carolina is looking big picture football wise because they know the revenue. I mean, they just think about it. North Carolina hired the greatest NFL football coach in our lifetimes.
Yep.
As their coach. It was a circus, but
they tried.
They threw a ton of money at their football program. They know that's the cash cow, man. Anyways, interesting conversation. To wrap it up, I thought that Dan Wetzel's comment was interesting. Do you think the Ohio State-Michigan game is legitimately worth $200 million in ad revenue for a television market, television network. Bart.
No, I don't think it is. Because if it actually was, can you imagine the ratings if it was at night? They have it at noon on a Saturday. I get the rivalry and everything, but if you really want ratings, and like we were talking about, like you guys talk about, like flexing, time wise, flex to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, then you're going to get some ratings because the whole country is going to be watching it rather than just the local, the local markets. Um, yeah, I don't think it's worth that. But if it is, they could probably get 300 or 1.5 times more if they moved it tonight.
Bart's got a good point there. If they move it to prime time, I mean that year when it was 1 and 2 and it was at 3:30, man, that was. I mean, I remember that was really epic. But I don't know if it's worth that much, but I do think it's the most valuable regular season game out of any college football game, and I'll say it might be even better than more valuable than some of the playoff games.
Do you guys remember on Christmas Day when the NFL had a game on Netflix?
Yes, I watched it.
Do you know how much Netflix paid for just that one regular season NFL game?
30 million.
100 million.
75 million.
75 million.
You mean to tell me Ohio State Michigan isn't worth 200 million if they paid 75 million? Do you guys remember who that game even was? I have no idea. I Broncos and somebody. Maybe it was it the Broncos Raiders, something like that.
But
okay, it, Tyler.
Yeah, but you got to understand, Eric. But that's a tradition. It is well, not tradition. I guess I was thinking about Thanksgiving, but I don't know if that was the only game on that was unique about that. But that could have been, hey, if you want to watch NFL football, this is where it's at. Where you have noon game on a Saturday on the rivalry weekend, there's so many more games on that people. If you make it the only game on prime time, it'll break in so much more. That's why I don't think it's about money because they would go where the money's going, and they just refuse to do that.
Okay, I've got another clip I'm going to run for all of you right now. That's a very short clip. It's like 10 seconds. A reporter asks Mylan Graham at Notre Dame, basically, what's the difference so far between Ohio State and Notre Dame? And it's kind of hard to hear, so I want to make sure it's really nice and quiet. And I'll play it twice, so if you don't catch it the first time, you can hear it the second time. But basically, Mylan Graham, after the question, which is really hard to hear, says basically nothing. It's the same, minus the fact I have to go to class here. If Chris is still here, Chris might blow a gasket. Here it is. This is the audio clip, Mylan Graham answering the question.
Same class. How is that transition?
Yeah, not too different. Just have to actually go in person, just stuff like that. And at Notre Dame, obviously everybody knows how it is with academics, so just being able to lock in with stuff like that.
Same class. How is that transition?
Yeah, not too different. Just have to actually go in person, just stuff like that. And at Notre Dame, obviously everybody knows how it is with academics, so just being able to lock in with stuff like that.
All right. I'm going to blow a gasket tonight.
I am not, and I'll tell you why once you're done.
Okay. I have to go to class. First off, buddy, if you would have went to class here, you probably would have gotten the start the week that Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate were both on the sideline. And you didn't even start. They started Adolph over you because you missed class, number one. Number two, why does everybody keep poo-pooing online courses? You tell me, in this era in which we live, unless you are going to be a doctor, a nurse, a lawyer, shoot, even law classes are online now. Most classes you can take online that doesn't include hands-on learning I don't understand this pedestal that Notre Dame people put. We have to go to class here. Like, going to class online is Bart, do you use a computer to do your job as an engineer?
Well, first of all,
How dare you, Bart? You are out there building the bridge yourself.
I was
mean,
upset you didn't include engineer in your whole list of great professions, but thank you very much, Eric. That put me down. But okay.
go for it, Bart. I know you're going to have some thoughts too.
Well, I think you're taking this whole thing. Okay, let me ask you a question real quick. Okay? Are you mad at Notre Dame or are you mad at Mylan Graham?
Both.
Because I think you're taking Mylan Graham's thing completely out of context.
No, I'm not.
I think that he's saying, "Hey, at Notre Dame, you have to go in his in person." That's exactly what he said in person.
Yeah.
Where
So
Ohio
let me interpret it for you. This sucks. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but if you got online classes and you're used to that, I don't want to. I don't think he's dissing Ohio State. I think he's kind of dissing Notre Dame. It's like, yeah, the big difference is I have to go in person, where I could be on a laptop and do it. Now that doesn't dismiss him for missing
So
classes.
you think he really wants me to feel sorry for him all of a sudden? That he
No,
left
no.
Ohio State and went to Notre Dame and now I got to go to in-person classes.
The question was, what's the difference? And he says, it's just I have to go in person here. I think you're taking this completely out of context where he's just saying, hey, I have to go in person. It kind of sucks. I have to go. But their academics they think is superior. I think that's where I agree with you there because, but there's, you can cheat and everything online pretty easy. But everybody has it. I mean, so maybe they're not Michigan. They think they're just
This,
superior to everybody
you know
else.
what this is? First off, the reporter asks the question. I know it's really hard to hear her. Her question is basically the difference between Notre Dame and Ohio State academically. Like she's trying to. It's an elitist question. I'm a Notre Dame reporter. How much better is Notre Dame academically than Ohio State? Guys, let me give you like that line of thinking is very Michigan like, right? We are better than you. We are smarter than you. Trust me, I deal with Michigan man every single day. Watch my video from earlier today if you don't know what I'm talking about. They're dumb. They're dumb. Now I understand most Michigan men are actually educated at the University of Michigan. They couldn't even take the test to get into Michigan, let alone be accepted into Michigan. I understand that. But this idea that people have that my education makes me better than you is pathetic and is weak.
Yep.
The richest people in our country, most of them are dropouts.
I will tell you something, Eric. I've hired a lot of people in my 25 years and talked to a lot of engineers. And I've given people this thing. It's like a degree is a degree is a degree. The only thing that's going to help you with where you go is maybe that first job. After that first job, it's all about experience. They don't care if you went to Notre Dame. Do you go to your doctor and say, "Hey, where'd you graduate from?"
That's a great point.
My previous doctor passed away about 5 years ago. He got his degree in Mexico. Great dude. He did everything for us, delivered us everything. You don't go to people and say, where'd you graduate from? It's like, who cares? They're just trying to get people to go there, think it's some academic. But after your first job, nobody cares where you go to school at. I think Mylan Graham took the right road here and saying, hey, the different. He didn't say, hey, Notre Dame is just so far superior in academics, I can't believe it. He just says, hey, I got to be in person. If you're going to be mad at me, mad at anybody, Notre Dame and that reporter thinking that they're just elitists and they can't take online classes because you have to go. That's the only way to learn. Well, it's not 1999 anymore. It's 2026, and almost everybody does it online. So,
See, this is why Notre Dame is the second team I hate the most, is because I compare them to scum fans because they live in the past. They always throw up all their past glories, and they're stuck up. I mean, they act just like Michigan people, except Michigan people are probably more ignorant. But I mean, I consider Notre Dame their cousin. I mean, honestly, that's why I have a hatred for Notre Dame almost as much as I hate Michigan.
Well, hey, let me ask you guys a quick question here. You brought up the thing about Adolph playing, Eric. If we were playing somebody that was going to press us that we were going to lose, does Mylan Graham play? To me, 100% yes. Maybe I don't have faith in Ryan Day. I don't think he's going to put the season on the line because somebody missing classes. I think it comes out a week later when we play inferior. But he made his point. But his point was made just like freaking Michigan of, oh, we're going to choose these two games that Sharon Moore is going to sit out. Oh, they're supposed to be terrible games. But do you guys think he would have played or not?
Honestly, I don't think he plays because here's why. If it would have been someone that would have pressed us, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith probably would have played.
But
I-
are
I-
you risking that though?
I don't. I think your lack of confidence in Ryan Day upsets me. That was very much a Star Wars reference there for you, Buck Vader. Ryan Day, I think to him the standard's the standard.
Yeah.
He don't care what your last name is.
Well, we haven't really proven it. He hasn't sat out a star player in a big game before. So
Well,
let's not go
yeah,
there. I
okay.
believe he might too.
When was the last time a star was set out? JT Barrett? Remember he got caught with a DUI one time, didn't he?
Oh, sorry. Of course, he wasn't a star.
JT set out a game, didn't he?
JT because he got that DUI or whatever.
And then before that, Troy Smith did too, didn't he?
I think he might have sat out a half. I'm not sure though.
Well, and let's be honest, that Troy Smith should have probably sat out the national championship game too. Don't tell me they didn't know what he was doing. Of course, he played like he should have sat out too, but
eating too much.
Yeah,
and he looks so slow.
All
that
the
game.
partying and stuff like that. But when you have to go back so many years, you can't tell me there isn't star players that break rules that get punished the same as somebody else.
I'll say this: I think today's players are much more cognizant of the fact that everybody's got a camera on their phone. And they're a lot less risky and risk takers today than when we were in school. I guarantee that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unless you're a complete moron. A lot of kids, I mean, let's just face it. Some of these younger guys just aren't so bright. I mean, you're smoking weed in a freaking, in the locker room. I mean, my sister's a principal, and she tells me it's stuff that students do all the time, and she just shakes her head. I mean, one kid brought a gun to school because he wanted to show his friends the gun. I mean,
different world, dude. I remember my dad telling me that they used to keep their guns in their unlocked trucks on their gun racks in the back of their trucks at school.
Well, that comment by Chris is he hasn't proven that he would do that. And maybe that's a great thing that, hey, maybe our players aren't getting in trouble. But when's the last time a star player sat out on a huge game?
Ooh, I don't remember this one. Is that Joey Bosa, 2015 Virginia Tech? I don't remember that. Was Joey Bosa not quite the Joey Bosa we remembered by the end of the year, and that's why I don't remember it?
See, he kind of came on at the end of the year, remember?
Oh, he came on like him and Zeke both came on like a house on fire at the end of the season, man. They were unstoppable.
To make them
anyways, yes, to answer your question, Bart, it's been like 20 minutes ago since you asked me that question. I think the question did offend me. Because at the end of the day, I don't look at the United States education system and think to myself, "Oh, we've just been doing it right forever. Look at how smart America is." I mean, give me a break. I mean, y'all watched them videos where people go out on the street and just interview people and ask them basic American history questions, and they have no freaking idea, no clue at all, and it's called dumbing down of America. Like, our education system, and listen, my wife's an educator. I'm not I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. I'm just saying, like, get off your high horse about the way we educate. It's not like that. The methodology of you have to go to class is not how. It's not best for everybody, right? And at the end of the day, what is best for you and your learning experience so you can achieve the best that you can achieve as a person? That's what the education system should be, not, oh, you have to sit in class. Someone made a comment earlier, it might have been Troy. Going to online courses for some people might actually be more difficult because you can't go to the back of the room and sleep.
Well, and the other thing is that they want to do a one glove fits all. You can't do that. There's some people that that what you said is like they're more comfortable, they learn better, um, and they're trying to force fit in. But it's just our times now that I liked online learning, um, and of course Buck Vader says that in '96 I did. Uh, there wasn't really there wasn't really online learning back in '96.
American Online.
Oh,
You had to dial it up back then.
I remember paying $30 for 30 minutes, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's the greatest deal ever.
We won't ask Bart what's the first thing he Googled when he
Yeah.
got it. Of course, they didn't have Google back then. It was there was
AOL.
Yahoo, AOL,
Woo!
Netscape.
Netscape. Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
Netscape. Yeah.
And Bart, did you have a MySpace page?
I did not. I did.
What?
I did not have a MySpace page. I did do. What's the thing? Napster. I did do that quite a bit.
Okay.
You were ripping them poor musicians off,
Yep, I know. I'm sorry.
stealing people's music. Shame on you.
We aren't going to ask Bart what he's stealing today. So,
Shame.
I'm stealing hearts. That's all I'm doing.
Eric, I honestly, when you had this as a question about the Mylan Graham, and I was about ready to blow a gasket too, but after listening to it, I think it was taken out of context. I think he wasn't trying to diss him. He was just saying that it's different because they have to go in person here, and there's more online learning at Ohio State than at Notre Dame.
Well, I also think that maybe that reporter's wanting to make Notre Dame relevant because they haven't been relevant in football for I can't say relevant. They haven't won anything big in a long time. So it's like, hey, if we can't do this, academically, you have to come here because they're far superior. But I think that might turn people off. It's like, what? You have to go in person every freaking class? I'm not used to that, and I'm not coming here. So that could be a turnoff to some people.
Well, everybody learns different, and some of those players don't like to go to class in person because they don't want to be bothered. You got all these kids coming up to you. I mean, after a tough game, they're probably getting all kinds of things said to them. So
You pay me $1 million or $2 million, I'm going to class every day. So
yeah, I mean, I would too. I mean,
here's what's interesting. This is the same comment Marcus Freeman made. Remember this? The first comment that ticked a bunch of Ohio State fans off was when he said, I'm glad to be at Ohio State. I don't want to make the same mistake twice. And that was strike 1, 2, and 3 for Chris when it came to Marcus Freeman. And then he came back, if you remember, like a couple weeks after that, and he said, Notre Dame is tough, is a lot harder because you have to go to class. It's not like Ohio State where you can take online courses. Now, I don't think Marcus Freeman meant it as a slam to Ohio State, but after the first comment he made, of course, we were all very sensitive to that. And so we were all like, whoa, dude, wait a second. Why'd you throw Ohio State's name into that comment? Because obviously that's where he came from. That's where he went. And so it got applied to Ohio State as a slam because of the first comment he made. Now, then he comes on Bobby Carpenter and Anthony Schlegel's show, Morning Juice, back when 97.1 The Fan actually was good to listen to. And he apologized, kind of, by explaining what he meant by it, that it wasn't necessarily a slam to Ohio State or his alma mater. He still loves Ohio State. And, oh, by the way, he's 0-3 against Ryan Day and Ohio State since he's made those comments. So,
well, let's be honest, though. If I'm in the room with Bobby Carpenter and Anthony Schlegel, I'm probably going to apologize and agree with them, too. So
yes, yeah, 100%. You're right, Bart. But these comments reference, I mean, it's almost verbatim what Marcus Freeman said in that second comment he made. And that's why I think it struck me the wrong way, because I'm like, oh, really? Another former Buckeye who's in South Bend, Indiana, has to bring up the fact that Ohio State offers online courses. Whoop de freaking do. Like,
Who
why?
doesn't? Who doesn't?
Yeah,
exactly.
apparently
There's
Notre Dame does it, and they're the only one. But they have to talk about Ohio State with it.
Like,
Why?
guess what? Sacramento State offers online classes too. So
Did you just look that up?
I did, yeah.
Since they're in the MAC now,
They are.
Think about this. You can graduate from Sacramento State in 2026 and be have a MAC degree
Yeah.
from Sacramento State.
Yep.
That's cool.
I want to meet the first person who lives in Ohio who graduates online from Sacramento State. I want to meet that person.
Hey, highlight Chris is just going crazy in the comments. So
He's not sorry for what he said. He is sorry we heard it. He is a butt cheeks, and he has passed his stupidity on to Graham. May the both rise. Chris.
Amen, Chris.
My
Amen.
goodness.
Both are traitors. Both are Benedict Arnolds, and both of them are not welcome back at the Ohio State ever again. Screw them both.
I'm going back to Chris's comment.
I know. I've been watching.
And Quincy Porter.
Yes, Eric. Now you go get it. Then you are so wrong, Eric. He's absolutely talking crap. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Marcus
It rubbed me the wrong way. It did. It rubbed me the wrong way. Why? I kind of felt like Will Smith. I wanted to go up, slap him across the face.
That'd have been awesome.
Keep my Ohio State out of your mouth. You left. You left. You walked. You left the program. Now go to class every day, boy. It's what you signed up for.
Yep. If he can't make online classes, I wonder what he's going to do with actually in-person classes. Or maybe he missed the in-person classes that he had to go through and just did online stuff.
Oh, Marcus will still play them because they don't have any receivers. So
Do not highlight Troy's comment, by the way. So
Well, I did see that, and I'm like, it's actually a really good question now that I think about it.
Hey, to
are
go
you
back
like Christina Aguilera?
to go back to the Joey Bosa thing real quick, I looked it up. Him, Jalen Marshall, Corey Smith, and Dontre Wilson were suspended for the season opener against Virginia Tech
Wow.
for reportedly stemming from marijuana use and academic issues.
They were doing a hot box, which is apparently legal these days. So,
Yes.
man.
You forgave Freebie, Chris says. Now you can't be mad at Graham. So
Well, first off, Marcus Freeman wasn't wearing my jersey when he went to Notre Dame. He was wearing Cincinnati's jersey as a coach.
Yep.
That's the biggest difference there.
That's because he wasn't good enough to be here.
He was just Luke Fickell's protege, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, Marcus Freeman was at Purdue before he left Purdue and went to Cincinnati to be the linebacker coach for Luke Fickell.
Did he go there with Darryl Hazel?
I think so.
Well, let's be honest though. If Ohio State was offered a defensive coordinator, he'd probably be at Ohio State rather than being a defensive coordinator at Notre Dame. But you still don't have to come out and say those things. I just think that he was trying, as a new coach, he was trying to make a statement that, hey, I think people should be coming to Notre Dame and not Ohio State because I made a mistake. He was trying to be a coach. I don't think he meant it. Although Chris is going to blow up real quick and probably have a heart attack, but yeah, I don't know.
Are you talking about Marcus or are you talking about Graham?
No, Marcus Freeman. Yeah. Oh, Chris.
He lost.
Yeah, I think he's talking about Freeman. I think.
Yeah. No, because Graham is no longer a Buckeye. He's a Notre Dame player. I don't look at him and think, oh, former Buckeye. No, I don't. He's Notre Dame wide receiver. That's who he is now.
I look at him as a traitor. I got no use for him.
It's the new era of college football. I don't know that I want to use the word traitor for everything, but I mean, you leave, you're no longer a Buckeye. That's the world. You chose to leave.
Well,
Exactly.
You
and the thing of
chose
it
to go
is,
to Notre Dame.
I think you are correct, Eric. There's no allegiance anymore. There's no, hey, I
No.
love Ohio State. If somebody offers me more money, I'm probably going to go there. But I don't know if you see what Andrew Bynum came out this week. Did you see what he had to say? If people don't know, he's the he's a forward for Ohio State freshman. People were offering him 24, how many million or something to go there to school. He says, I will take a pay cut to stay at Ohio State because I love it here so much.
Is
Either
that
either he's got money at home, he doesn't need it, or he really. But that's a true Buckeye if he's actually going to do that. But I don't think there is any true Buckeyes anymore,
Oh
because
yeah, there are.
yeah,
well, no, what I'm saying is hard to distinguish because can you say Jeremiah Smith? If somebody, let me ask you this, Chris. Not Chris. Sorry, Chris, Eric. If somebody offered Jeremiah Smith $20 million to come there, and Ohio State offered him 5, would you say Jeremiah Smith is not a Buckeye?
Yeah.
Honestly, no,
Yeah.
no, because he's not leaving because he hates Ohio State.
No, it doesn't matter what your motivation is. What matters is the jersey that you're wearing.
It does. I
So
agree
if
with that.
so
But
if Miami offers him 20 million and he takes 20 million to go back home, that's fine. You made 15 million more to go back home to Miami.
and my
That's
point was, it's
that
hard
is
to
your
tell.
right under these circumstances in college football to do that. But you're not a Buckeye anymore. You're a Hurricane.
Well, that's what
I
my
don't
point was.
understand why it's so hard for people. He's not wearing a Buckeye jersey anymore. He's not a
exactly.
Buckeye.
Thank you.
No, I'm not sticking up for Mylan Graham. It was more of an extreme thing because it's so hard to tell who are Buckeye men because Jeremiah Smith's always going to get the top dollar from Ohio State. There isn't going to be too many people. So just because they stay and they're a great player and we offer them the most, that it's hard because we have NIL these days. It's hard to distinguish who is.
Let me ask Alex a question because it's a great point. Do you think Wisconsin fans want to admit that their head coach is a Buckeye? Is Ryan Day a New Hampshire fighting trees, whatever they are? I don't know what
Fighting
they
hen,
are.
I think they are the fighting hens, aren't
No,
they?
that's Delaware.
Oh,
Delaware's the
cool.
Blue Hens.
Uh-huh.
Like what you want Wisconsin fans to be like, "Oh man, we have a Buckeye as our head coach. How exciting. We're so excited to have a Buckeye as our head coach." No.
Well-
You adapt and adopt the culture and location you are going to be a head coach in. Marcus Freeman is a Notre Dame Fighting Irish coach. It's why I don't get as mad as Chris does about Marcus Freeman, because he's not coaching Ohio State. He's coaching Notre Dame. Now, if someday down the road he leaves Notre Dame and he comes back to Ohio State, guess what? 2 things will happen. Number 1, he's no longer a Notre Dame guy. He is a Buckeye again, and Chris will leave the show. Those are the 2 things that will happen if that happens. So
Fickle didn't talk crap about Ohio State, and let's face it, Fickle wasn't going to get the head coaching job here. So if he wanted to be a head coach and move up, his career path, he had to leave Ohio State because he wasn't going to get the job after Urban left. So
yeah.
He had to do what he had to do.
No, I don't blame Luke Fickell for any of it.
No,
it's not like I'm not mad at Luke Fickell that he's the head coach at Wisconsin.
No, I
But
think
you guys are making my point. You just said that you have to do what's best for you. If somebody
Sure,
Jeremiah Smith $20 million,
yeah, go for it.
He chose us initially. That
Yes,
is 100% Buckeye. But if he
and
did
then
that,
he chose to leave and go make $15 million more.
so did Fickle.
Yes.
So
But
you're
Fickell-
just saying, Fickle's different because he did this.
No, I didn't. I just said he's a Wisconsin coach.
Yeah,
I said Fickle was different because the reason he left isn't the same as what
That was what I was pointing towards. Sean's comment was that.
because he left because he was stuck here. He wasn't going to progress up the ladder. He was stuck. If he wanted to progress up the ladder for his career, he had to leave, and that's what he chose to do instead of being stuck at a certain position as a
Now,
defense.
there is a distinction you need to make. Player leaves to be player,
Yep.
former player now coaching. That's a different distinction.
It is.
And so I don't think you can apply the same level of emotion to that, in my opinion, because let me give you a perfect example. Caleb Downs. Is he an Alabama guy? Is he a Buckeye?
He's a Buckeye.
He's a Buckeye, right?
Alabama guy.
Darn tootin'.
He is not an Alabama
Okay,
guy.
you tell me this.
He played
If he-
1 year there, and
if he was a Buckeye,
yeah.
why didn't he come when we offered him?
Because
We didn't have Nick Saban as our head coach.
Doesn't matter. He's not a Buckeye then.
He wasn't then.
So you're
But then-
telling me
so
because
then
we
when
paid
Nick-
him money to come here, now he's a Buckeye?
No,
Yes!
He screwed us over by not coming here to begin with. But all of a sudden, now he's... Now,
didn't
don't get me wrong.
promise us to come
I
here. He
love
didn't
Caleb
promise-
Downs. I love Caleb Downs. Don't get me
Caleb
wrong. I
didn't
know what the
stick us
chat's
in the
thinking.
back, dude.
But he had the chance to become the ultimate Buckeye and choosing us. He did not.
But he wanted to play for the greatest defensive back
Yeah,
coach
That
in the
makes
history of
him
college
in
football.
Alabama. When,
That's
when
what
all,
you wanted to go play
everything-
for Nick Saban. I'm not mad at the kid for doing it.
when
Julian
everything
Saban wanted
is
to
the
go play.
same, when everything is the same on the table, and you choose one term over another team, that does not make you a true Buckeye. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong at that
I just said he's a Buckeye.
that first year he wasn't a
went
Buckeye. He was an Alabama Crimson Tide football player. He was
Yeah.
their best defensive player. He was
Yeah.
number one for them. And
And
then he left.
Nick
He was
Saban.
no longer a Alabama player. He became a Buckeye. Now, let me finish my point. Here in a couple months, he's going to get drafted. Here's the difference. He didn't leave Ohio State to go play for another college program. He left Ohio State to become a professional. That is a huge difference than going to the transfer portal, leaving Ohio State and going and playing at Notre Dame.
Okay, let me ask you this. His best chance might have been to get to the NFL is to go to Notre Dame. With everybody we're bringing in and the depth that he had, are you telling me that he's going to stay at Ohio
That's
State?
fine, Bart.
Or
That's
go there?
fine.
Same thing you're just saying.
Good for him, but that doesn't mean he's a Buckeye anymore.
I'm not saying he is.
He's not wearing my jersey.
He left.
If I go to Ohio State game wearing a Mylan Graham jersey, am I going to see him on the field? No, he's not with us.
But let's say Caleb Downs won us the national championship.
Yeah.
And the next year he wanted to be close to family and finish his career at Alabama.
Okay, so he left Alabama, came to Ohio State, went back to Alabama
Yes.
after winning the national championship.
After winning the national championship.
Yeah, he's an Alabama player now.
And you would not claim him and
No.
helping win the national championship.
I would claim him the same way I claim Jim Knowles. Thanks for what you did while you were here. You're no longer here. Now I want to beat you. Because I haven't left. I'm still an Ohio State fan. I'm still a Buckeye. I didn't go in the transfer portal of fans and leave Ohio State for another school.
Well,
I wasn't bought out by Blue Wolverine. I'm still here.
Tell him.
I'm still an Ohio State fan. I'm still a true red and scarlet and gray Buckeye. If you don't want to wear my jersey because you want to chase the millions or you want to follow an easier path to the NFL, fine by me. Go for it. I'm not leaving. And I don't have to cheer for you or claim you when you leave.
I love it.
And the thing of it is
I love it.
claiming. Who cares about claiming?
Eric, you're so right,
What do
man.
you mean? Who cares about claiming?
If they wanted me national championship, I'm going to love them for life because I had a great time.
That's your
I
prerogative.
didn't
dude.
say I wouldn't love them.
Yeah, I didn't say I hated
I
the
just said I thank you, Jim Knowles, for what you did while you were here, but now I want to beat you.
like
Yeah.
redheaded stepchild. Yeah.
But he can't. So
Yeah, I go to jail for beating up an old guy. I know. So, I mean,
It's going to be harder for college football fans to fall in love with players.
okay, my point. I don't think Ohio State's ever experienced this because we haven't had a star player leave. We've had people who haven't played or played very little leave. We've never had a star. There's other teams that you look at the top 10 portal players. They're all great players. Top 50 players are all great players on their respective teams. They're leaving. We haven't had that yet. So to say, hey, this guy's leaving because they get playing time,
Well, we've
it's
we've
just all
now
writing on the wall. So
we've now had 5-star athletes who were recruited here leave. That is a first. Porter and Graham, that's a first.
well, okay, there were arbitrary rankings by people that are just does every 5-star Mike DeAndre? Are you
Yeah,
gonna say
no,
that?
no,
Because
I'm just saying
Andrea, you mean?
there that might eventually the next step Bart is seeing a starter legitimate superstar at Ohio State leave and chase the money. It probably will happen eventually.
he wasn't good enough to play. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I
But
mean,
you
we
give me
don't know. Maybe he would have been if he would have stuck around.
well, I don't think
Graham would
so.
have if he'd have had his head out of his buttocks. And, he's got no one to blame but himself, man. He put himself in that position by not being responsible. Then when they benched him, he was getting ready to play that second half, and all he did that first half was pout like a little baby. You put yourself in that position, buddy. So you got no one to blame but yourself, and that's why it didn't work out here because you were a bum. So go be a bum at that school over in Indiana with the little leprechaun guy and your freaking backstabbing Benedict Arnold coach. That's the way I look at it.
And
And
it's
then
hard.
Quincy Porter can stick it as far as I'm concerned, Bart.
Well,
I'll give you another example. Brian Hartline.
He can stick it too.
Brian Hartline, fantastic career, awesome recruiter. Man, just love what you did as a Buckeye. Can't stand the fact you did what you did to this team during the playoffs. Still irritated about that. Do I understand it? Yeah, I get it because the calendar sucks. And you made the decision you made. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Do I hope he does well at South Florida? Yeah. I want all the former Buck. I want Luke Fickell to do good at Wisconsin. I know Luke personally.
I like Luke.
I like the man. I would love for him to come back and be the next defensive line coach at Ohio State and eventually become the defensive coordinator here. That's what I would love for Luke Fickell to do. Do I want Brian Hartline to succeed? Yeah. But Brian Hartline right now is a bull. He's a USF coach. Will he come back to be a Buckeye one day? Maybe. But if not, that's okay too. But guess what? I'm not going to put him ahead of Ryan Day.
So,
Ryan Day is my dude right now. That's my coach. That's who I'm going to throw all my support behind. He's the Buckeye coach. He's Ohio State's head coach, not Brian Hartline. $5 super chat from Caden the Diesel Freak. Can we get to talk about scum fans and talk crap about Tennessee fans because they are so and drunk and ND? Why are you throwing shade at North Dakota State University? I know he's talking Notre Dame. He meant Notre Dame.
Yeah, he did.
But NDSU is North Dakota State University. What did the Bisons fans do to you, Caden?
I tell you, Eric, and Brian Hartline also, not only did he do what he did, but he also tried to steal J.J. Smith's younger brother, man. Right there, he tried to steal him, right, while he was still here. He can go screw off, too, man.
So, we don't know the whole story there.
We don't, and
we really don't. I mean, if he got the opportunity, and maybe they said, hey, go get some head coaching experience and come back. But it was I think Eric said it correct. It was the schedule of the dates and everything lined up that would look so bad. And it's either take this or don't get one. And it's an opportunity of a lifetime that maybe he can come back. Maybe he loves Ohio State so much that I need to get experience and come back. So I'm not going to condemn the dude for doing something good for his family where it might have been Ohio State pushing him out the whole time.
Well, I'll condemn him for trying to steal our recruit like he did.
That's being a freaking, oh, come
Why
on.
he was still here. Why he was still technically a part of the team? Man.
He's a 3-star. He's no 5-star. So let's get that straight first.
Yeah, he's Jeremiah Smith's little brother. He's gonna be a baller.
He probably
Lisa Sims, I respect Heartline for what he did for my Buckeyes, but still upset with how he left us. And when it was really crappy timing and kind of screwed us over. Not his fault, though. That's exactly my point. All right, listen, I know we need to go to the after party, but I'm having such a good time doing this right now.
I tell you what, he did not have his mind in that freaking Indiana game.
No,
Mark.
he didn't, dude.
He did not. It cost us a Big Ten championship. I think the way he left.
No, it did not.
Are you kidding me?
So did he go out there? Did he go out there? Did he go out there and not block the
really bad that game?
Did he play the offensive line and get the quarterback sacked and all that crap? Come on.
His play calling, the guy couldn't scheme up anybody to get open, and the guy can't set up a play.
Yeah, but to put the whole blame on him
terrible.
for getting lost, I mean,
He was terrible at setting up plays. He was a bad play caller, and I'm glad he's gone. Loved him as a recruiter, as a receiver coach. He was good, but when he became offensive coordinator, the development of the receiver went down, and the play calling stunk. I don't care what anybody says. The play calling was horrendous.
He was listen. Caden was talking about North Dakota State fans. They are delusional, and they're talking about beating Ohio State and winning the national championship. Seriously?
Well, yeah, because they're Division II or FCS, aren't they?
I think
they're FBS now.
Stomp a mud hole in somebody, Caden. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
RDCB. No, you didn't, dude.
How dare you?
Somebody said you had to put your sunglasses on because you're kryptonite.
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't want to go here, but since we're here, we might as well go all the way. I mean, you know, well, I was told today that being on third base was a rite of passage for Ohio State fans. So since we're here, we might as well go score.
Yeah. Well, I think they did Luke Fickell bad, and they did Brian Hartline bad. Let's be honest, his first year coordinator is not going to be good because he hasn't done it before. And it was either lose him then or keep him, and maybe he could be a good play caller one day. I think it just bit him in the butt. So let's not say that this is all Brian Hartline's fault. They put him in a position, and he's going to learn. I think 5 years from now, he's going to be a great coordinator, probably a great coach, and I think his true passion is come back here and coach Ohio State one day.
I'll tell you.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the biggest topic of all, but we're gonna do it with this. But we're gonna do it over on the Super Secret Show, everybody.
All right.
If you want to see me make 90% of Ohio State fans mad at me, go on over to the Super Secret Show, because I'm about to go down I'm about to go to the place where none of you like to go on this topic, and I'm going to do it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that thumbs up on the way out if you haven't already. Hey, by the way, it's in. Email the show. Get your copy. $30 is all it costs. It is awesome. You're going to love it. Had 2 more orders today. You can email the show, theohiopodcast@gmail.com. And I will be in touch with you so that you can Venmo me or you can mail me your money. But I want to make sure to set one aside for you.
Wouldn't it be better use of your money to get 6 months of the Patreon and get that magazine for free? Plus, you get.
I'll tell you straight up right now. If you become a $20 member, that's the deal we're going to make tonight. If you become a $20 member, I will send you it for free.
I'll tell you
$10 savings.
If anybody wants, I will autograph it. Since my beautiful picture is in that book, I will autograph it for you.
It is. It is right. Where are you at there?
Yep.
There's Bart. There's Tyler.
Tyler's
right there. Or not Tyler. Nate. There you are.
Yep. The star.
All right. Good show, everybody. Thank you so much.
Eric, real quick, while you're on topic, we should do a raffle we should all sign it, and whoever spends the most money on a magazine gets it. Everybody's
Probably
can't
have
do
to
that.
pay, we'll probably have to pay someone to take it.
Tyler, so since I'm already a $20 member, yeah, I see what you're trying to do there, Tyler. Nice
What-
try, buddy. You also got 2 autographs from me for free, bud. Back
Oh,
to back.
what you gonna do, Caden? Come to the secret show if you got the guts.
All right, we'll see you over on the Secret Show, everybody. Good night.